Hey guys, it's almost springtime here at the Quick Speed Shop. I'm Josh, and today I think I'm just going to do a quick little video. We're going to look at what is coming up on the channel for 2023 here in the springtime, and just do some updates and show you what I think I'm going to work on, and maybe you got some comments, what do you want to see or whatever. So here we go. First thing, out in the driveway, Dodge truck chassis. Holy moly, look at the fluid film, how it creeped around on the flat black. I got distracted. Anyways, the Dodge is coming back. Here it is over here, what's left of the original truck. The cab is going to get cut up and save some more pieces off that. Going to take some parts off, got to do the core support. But the builder chassis is here. Hopefully the engine is not full of water. It shouldn't be, but the chassis is here. Almost ready to go back inside and start get the cab paint and set on and reassemble the whole truck. So that's sitting there, ready to go. That's the first thing that's going to happen. Out here to the backyard gas station. Behind me over here, I finally want to try to get this thing wrapped up. Got my Willys pickup sitting underneath the overhang for now, but this stone here and this overhang, this is going to be the pump island. I want to get a concrete island poured around here, get the gas pump on it. I saw a while ago I put the signpost in. This is an old piece of 1920s or so storm pipe that's riveted. It's going to be full of concrete, then get a signpost on top of it. Got a 5-foot diameter Richfield double-sided sign that's going to go on there. This is going to be a Richfield station. But here you can see these stakes in the yard. Wow, the sun is very nice out here. I'm going to be putting one more little shed bay off the side of this spring. The tow truck is actually going to park in here. I've been parking it under the overhang so far, but I've been doing this, but what I want to do is keep that open for display action and hanging out like in chairs when the weather's good. So what I'm going to do is put a 10 by 16 bay on here. It's going to be tall enough to get the tow truck under it. This will be all stoned in, and then stone this around here, and the truck will sit here and it'll look out so you can see it from the display. But I'll be working on that. On the inside here, I'm not going to open it up because it's going to be hard, but I'll stick in the missing window. I'm going to be putting shelves in here and put all my oil cans and stuff on display. Got some stuff down in here now. I got some lumber. Finish it up. So that's what's going to be happening with the gas station. We're looking at it right here. I want to work some on my 77 F250. The dump box is coming off. What in the world? The maple tree. I had some damage on my maple tree and it damaged my roof. And apparently it chose to leak juice down the side of my truck. Perfect. So the F250, I got a lot of work that needs to go on this. I've been driving it and it really needs to be gone through. It needs rear brakes real bad. And now the master cylinder is leaking. The rear master cylinder is leaking, I think, internally. So the rear brakes run out of fluid all the time. So it needs all new rear brakes anyways, and master cylinder now. It's got a horrendous transmission leak. I really need to pull the C6 out, and it also has an exhaust manifold leak now, so I'm contemplating pulling the whole engine and transmission out in one shot. I had the engine out about, I don't know, 10 years ago, put bearings and stuff in it, and cleaned it and painted it. I probably want to paint it again, clean it up, spruce it up a little bit. Put a shift kit in the transmission, probably a new torque converter, because I think that's what's leaking, and slam the C6 back in it. So got to do a lot of work there. The dump box is coming out. That's going on the Dodge. It's going to be turned into a flatbed, a dump flatbed, I decided. So that's coming out. I've got an old shell cap topper to put on here to match, and I would like to paint the box, even though the bodywork is horrendous on it right now. I would just like to throw some color on it so I can get rid of this primer, which has been on here for about 12 years. We'll probably do that, but this truck definitely, as soon as the Dodge gets on the road, this truck needs some serious attention because it needs it. Over here in the back of the gas station, got some projects. Got my Model A Doodlebug here. This still has overheating issues. I did a video on it last year when I took it to the steam show. This engine had like mouse nest issues in the old engine. Actually, I used, maybe it was this one, I can't remember. Anyways, I got a feeling there's mouse nest in the coolant passages down like in the bottom of the block because it overheats like immediately. It's got a good head and good water pump, good radiator stuff, but it overheats immediately, and none of my other Model A engines have ever done that. So there's something wrong with that block. Might tinker on this, I don't know yet. It's just kind of hanging out here. Got the Kubota. the B2910. Going to be doing some more action with the bucket. Going to be building a quick attach sit up for the front so I can put forks on it, get rid of the mower deck, do some other things, build a carrier in the back. I'm going to build a boom, some kind of boom for picking engines in the back. So we're going to do some more videos with the Kubota. The AA tow truck is just kind of chilling here. Everything is pretty much good on this. The paint is severely faded now. I painted it with Model A green engine paint, which apparently isn't UV stable, and it's gone really chalky, but it kind of makes nice patina, but it was really shiny at one time. You see it's all chalked up. I might get some shine juice from Vice Grip Garage and put some juice on there and bring it right back around. We'll see. And out back here, look at all these pine limbs that fell off. More ice damage. Anyways, I got this old motorhome chassis a year ago or so. I did a video, tore the motorhome all apart and stuff. It's got a really nice chassis. This thing's only got 48,000 miles on it. It's an 86 E350, 460 big block Ford. It's actually rust-free, but there's no title or nothing, so I parted it out. I got rid of the motorhome. It was junk, and I stole a bunch of parts out of it for my boogie van. So I'm going to take all this body off, save all this parts. I'm going to use the chassis, and I've got, I did a rescue video across at my neighbor's house down the way, my buddy Pat. Bought up all his M-Series Studebaker truck stuff, so I'm going to build a Studebaker M-Series ramp truck, like a 40, I think it's a 48 M16 ramp truck. 11,000 pound GVW chassis here, so it's going to be plenty enough to haul cars, and it'll be big block Ford powered, dual wheels. This chassis has been extended by the American coach builder here by like 4 feet, so the chassis actually cut 6 feet off the back of it, so the chassis is plenty long enough to make a ramp truck. So we'll be pulling the Econoline body off, setting the Studebaker body on, and doing an old school patina ramp truck. That'll be super cool. I want to do this probably starting in the fall 2023, start this. Got some things to do. My house over here, I'm going to do some other construction projects as well besides cars. Need a roof really bad on my house, so I got to tear that off and put metal roof on that. So I'll also be doing some outside stuff, construction on the gas station, construction on the house, and cleaning up stuff. This tree might need to come down. I'm a little worried about my pole barn now. If it's saying, I don't know, we'll see. Still looking for a 1957 Plymouth. Looking for a 2-door post or 2-door hardtop to build a movie car tribute. It's not Christine, it's another movie, but it's a secret for another day. But I have a 58 Savoy trunk here. Looking for a 57 2-door or 2-door hardtop. Looking for a car with good glass, not a lot of rust. It can have a little bit of rust, but not junk. I have a drivetrain for it, so it doesn't even have to run. It could be a 6-cylinder car, but I'm looking for a 57 Plymouth, Belvedere, Savoy. Furies are nice, but they're too expensive. Really want a Belvedere, but it needs to be 2-door and poster hardtop, 57 Plymouth. So if you know of one that's reasonable, say under $15,000, send me an email. Kirk right here, quickspeedshop@gmail.com. All right, well, we're in the pole barn here. Car's going to be coming back out of storage here pretty soon. 37 Ford, you saw my flathead journeys with this. That's still not running right, and I think I've resigned myself. I've broken down. I think I'm going to have to switch over to 12 volts. The generator is not charging. It needs to be rebuilt. That's expensive, and I can put a 12 volt ready to run distributor in it. I wanted to leave it 6 just because, but I think I'm going to have to break down, switch it to 12. So we'll be working on that, switching over to 12 volts. Hopefully that'll fix all my issues with ignition, make it run, and be able to charge it, put an alternator on it. So be doing that. The 40 Mercury, that's also coming back at some point here. I've still got to redo the complete front suspension. I got engine work to do. I'm going to shit can these aftermarket 39 Ford style headlights. I got the 40 Mercury, 40 Ford 40 Mercury style ones to go on. I've got some chrome bumpers to put on. Right now I got painted 41 Ford bumpers. I got some chrome ones. Under the hood, we're going to do a little bit of work under the hood. It's not running really good. The 3 deuces are coming off. I'm going to put just a regular 4-barrel on it for a cruiser. I'm saving that, but I'm going to change it up a little bit. 4-barrel Edelbrock carburetor. Probably swap out these Edelbrock valve covers for ones with some breathers in them. The 4-speed, I think, is coming out, and a power glide is going in. Kind of set this car up as a early 60s style cruiser. I've already got highway gears in the rear end when I redid the whole rear suspension and all that. So it's got I think 279 or something like that in the rear end. So I have a Power Glide somewhere. Yeah, I got a Power Glide over here, like a 67 or 8 Power Glide to go in it. I've got a Turbo 350 as well, but it's a manual valve body race transmission, which would have to be rebuilt. I think I can just slap this guy in and try it. So that's what's happened to the Mercury. I talked about the Studebaker ramp truck. Here is the cab to go on the ramp truck. This is actually, the truck's going to be a 48. This cab is an early one. I think it's a 41. It's got the painted door handle. It's probably pre-war 41 or early 42. It's an M5 cab with a small firewall, but the truck is going to be an M16 ton and a half just because of the weight of it. This cab needs a little bit of work. The doors are okay. I'm going to leave it as like patina. I'm not sold on the light blue, but it's going to be is what it is. But it needs rust repair up here in the roof. I have a good roof section. I wanted to build a crew cab or an extended cab. I might still do that, not sure yet. You guys see how it lays out. The thing to do is to take a 41 Studebaker 4-door sedan. It's the same cowl and door section and all that, and use the 4-door sedan roof to make the crew cab, or the 4-door sedan body to make the crew cab. Because the way these cabs lay out, it's really hard to crew cab them. They're wedge shaped and stuff. The 4-door sedan body would make sense, but they're cheap, but they're also hard to find around here. So it'll probably end up just being a regular cab and or extended cab. I might do a sleeper on the back. I'm not sure yet. I haven't got that far yet, but that's the cab that's going on the chassis. And hung up my mini Baja racer there. What else is going on here? Everything I got needs work. It's ridiculous. My dad's 37 Buick. This needs rear end gears or something. It's set up, I think, pretty sure it's got 373s, and it screams it on the highway. We got a 406 small block Chevy that's tired. It uses oil because it screamed the whole time. I would really like to, it could really use an overdrive transmission, but I don't think it'll fit, so I'm going to change the rear end out to like 308s or something. I'd like to do that. Other than that, this car is okay. I think it's got a little bit of an antifreeze leak under the radiator, but other than that, it's good. Model A hot rod shop truck. This is pretty much ready to go. I got a lift, I got a rocker arm noise in the motor. Hopefully I'm not losing the cam lobe on that. It's just got a junkyard 283 in it, but I got to play around with that. But that is on the road. My Studebaker truck over here is what it is. This needs some work. You got some wiring issues. The fuse block, the connectors are breaking apart. The fuse block I put in it almost 30 years ago. It's down here under the dash and it needs some work. Eventually I'd like to paint this, but it needs all the body work and got to do some tinkering. It's got a transmission leak. This is AMC 258 straight 6 powered with a 727 transmission. Everything I got really needs tinkering. I really shouldn't be building any more cars, surely just be finishing all these, but you know, I get distracted, whatever. So that's it probably for all the car projects. I listed off like 6 or 7, and I probably get to 3, I don't know. Really like to finish up the 37, get that functional and do something with it. The Mercury, I'd really like to get that functional. The clutch is bad in now, so I can't really drive it. And like all these cars that are on the road but not really usable. Like I said, my blue and white 77 needs a ton of work, really, to be safe after Dodge gets going. These two trucks are functional enough, and the yellow car is functional enough. But I also have one thing in this high bay. I have a 2-post lift that's going to be going up here where the Studebaker is. It is laying down here. I pulled it out of an old Toyota dealership like 2 or 3 years ago. Finally going to try to get that mounted up here. So at least I'll have a way to pick stuff up. Like to put this cab on the chassis, the 2-post lift would be nice, to pull the transmission out of the blue and white truck. So I'll probably be able to do a little bit of work in here. I don't want to do any cutting and grinding in this garage and trash it like my upper garage, because it's a complete disaster. This is more like a storage building, but I will have the lift to do some mechanical work on, not dirty work, mechanical work. My AMC Eagle wagon is just long-term storage, buried in junk in here. It's my original car from high school. I've owned it for 28 years, sitting there. I did a video on that a couple years ago. I'll be taking all my extra engines out of my upper garage and putting another level of this pallet racking here and storing them all here behind the car. Try to get them all inventory to get them out of the way. That's a plan. I just got a lot of crap in here that needs to get put away, like all this stuff's in the way. It's kind of put away for winter right now. So I think that's it. I'm going to go back and work. This video is coming out probably right around the Buffalo Motorama. I'm working on the homemade dragster. I'm going to go up and finish that up, try to get it fired up this weekend. But this is just a little sneak peek into what's happening here 2023. Bleep bloop down in the comments which car you think deserves to be worked on the most, what you think, and tell me what you're working on this year, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you again, bam, here at the Quick Speed Shop.